Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Gabe with Indigo Software, genuine Microsoft software for less. Welcome back to another part of the computer building series. If you guys are enjoying this so far, let us know in the comment section below. Just a reminder, at any time, if you want to view the different sections that are separated by category of this series, you can find that in the description box below. Before we continue with the series, if you're interested in genuine Microsoft software at a great price, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. Now at this point, we're going to move on to installing the cooler. Since I have an all-in-one cooler, it'll be as easy as just installing a simple bracket. Now if you have any sort of custom setup, it's going to be a little bit more complicated for you, but the principle is the same. So I'll go ahead and push the motherboard out of the way and we'll get this cooler unboxed. Now, in order to start with the cooler installation, again, this is going to be very dependent on which type of cooler that you actually have for your motherboard. In the case of mine, it's a pretty simple installation that's going to start with this back plate coming up from behind the motherboard, and then we'll be able to connect this once the back plate is secure. Now, one important thing to note before we get started, we need to ensure that some sort of thermal compound is in place. Most CPUs will come with something, including this one, which is this gray little circle right here. We're just going to use this, which is fine in most cases. You're also welcome to remove and clean this and apply your own thermal paste to the processor. So I'm going to gently pick up the motherboard. Next up, I'm using these provided little set screws here, and we're just going to slowly thread these into the back plate. Now I've oriented this correctly based on the manufacturer's instructions, and the last step is to install these little nuts on top, and we're going to tighten them slowly in an X pattern going back and forth from each side to make sure even pressure gets applied and the thermal paste gets spread evenly. So we'll get all of them started before we actually start snugging these down. Alright, so they're all kind of hand tight. And we're going to screw this down until we can't screw it down anymore. And again, I'm just going to go in an X pattern, not getting any single nut too tight at once. And just like that, we are done with this part. Alright, at this point it's time for our pre-build test. So we're going to set it up just enough to actually test the system before we move any farther. If something is horribly wrong, now's the time to find out. Now, if applicable, we're going to need to install our graphics card. Again, these steps are way easier to do when the computer is out of the case. So we're going to push down this pin here on the PCI 16, and we'll just slowly line it up. Until that clicks into place. And then next up, we're going to plug in some connectors. We have our power supply nearby, and we're going to start with the CPU 8-pin connectors. Next up, we're going to plug in our 24-pin motherboard connector, and then we're going to need as many connectors for our graphics card as it requires. And it's important to note that these are not the same connectors as for our CPU and motherboard. So we're going to click that into place, and then we're just going to route all of this back to our power supply unit. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up this part of the series. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop those in the comment section below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Again, if you're interested in genuine Microsoft software at a great price, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. And finally, stay tuned for Windows Server 2022 videos. We're going to make a lot of those from this new computer build, and we're really excited about that, so just wanted to mention it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.